As a mom of 3 kids, I can tell you one of the biggest fears is who my kids hang out with. And that goes from childhood in grade school all the way up to this college. This is Christopher Gilbert. This is an aspiring doctor. He looks like a brilliant young man. He's here holding his master's degree. Yes, that's a master's. All right. And in biological sciences. So he's well on his way to becoming a doctor. And then tragedy strikes. This is Christopher now. You want to know how he ended up on life support and struggling to survive? He was pushed into a lake. He was pushed into a lake, knowing that he couldn't swim. Now, the friends obviously denied the fact that, they knew he couldn't swim or didn't know he could swim. But let's just assume that they see a person drowning and they're just standing there. What do you do in the event that someone's drowning? You either, if you can't swim, you go get help, you call for help, or you try to find something to have the person grab onto. He was left brain dead when his friends, they said allegedly right here, pushed him into a Louisiana lake and was in the water for 10 minutes. When I tell you, you can't make this stuff up, you can't. It says a friend called his mom and she was crying. She was hysterically crying. She told me that Chris has fallen into a lake and he had been underwater for 10 minutes or so. The mother said, I could not imagine. As a mother, I could not imagine. I mean, obviously, a lot of people will say you have no business going to places like this where there's water and you can't swim. But I'm going to tell you, I know a lot of people who still don't know how to swim. They would not survive if they fell into water. And I would say if you're somebody out there who's watching this, aside from the obvious, which is mind your friends, find out who's really there for you or not there for you. Trust your mother's instincts, especially if you have a good mom. If you have a good mom that's telling you, I don't trust this motherfucker to save I can't trust him as far as I can throw him. Listen to your mama. Because your moms will always know and sense. It's something about us moms. We have a spidey sense in us, whether somebody is a bad influence to our kids or not. Now, I don't know anything about Christopher Gilbert's family. And if this incident was, just a real tragic accident, I'm sure stuff is going to come out from it. But the learning lesson and the takeaway with stuff like this is that as young people, don't go into circumstances, in my opinion, where something can happen to you and you're around people that you don't fully trust. Now, the young man can't speak right now. He can't say anything. He's, not able to speak. But I'm definitely going to revisit this to find out what happened and to find out what he says happened. Because for me, this smells fishy. And the fact that this young man was in that water and had to have a perfect stranger from a nearby restaurant save him is telling. And it just shows that there's some real lack of empathy amongst those people that were standing there watching him drown. Anyways, be safe around water. Teach your children how to swim at a young age. And no, don't throw them in. That will traumatize them forever. Do not throw somebody into a pool. That traumatized me as a child. That's how I learned to swim. Us Gen Xers, you guys know, many of us learned to swim by getting tossed into a damn pool. But no, you need to give your kids the ability to learn, maybe go get some swim lessons. Most of them are very cheap through the YMCA, but make sure your kids know how to swim. Have a great day. Think for yourself.